Man, we live in some crazy times, guys. This is unprecedented. What's happening in the market right now has never, ever happened before. And I think there's probably a lot of people out there that are a little bit confused, right? Why are the plays that make sense? The fundamentals are good. We've done a lot of due diligence and research on them. Why are they tanking? Why are they going down 20%, 25%? Why is BIOL down? Why is ANUV down? Why is MVIS starting to tank? Why all of these different things, right? MVIS is moving down. We've got, let me just show you some different charts here. So we'll pull up BIOL. BIOL moving down, right? $1.13. They were previously at $1.50 and some change. MVIS touched the 8s, currently trading at $7. We've got ANUV trading at $1.23. We've got Zome trading at 87 cents, previously $1.10. We've got JAGX, previously a great stock, trading at $2.40. BNGO trading at $10.26, previously a $14 or $15 stock. Why is this happening? Well, we're going to talk about that here today. We're going to talk about how you can kind of mitigate these losses, how you can capitalize on these short-term pullbacks in your stocks, and kind of take advantage of this crazy market that we're living in right now. So let's just get right into the video. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trace Trades, where we give technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I'd like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. The reason that I started this channel is because a couple years back, I was about $30,000 deep in some medical debt, and I was very fortunate to have some close family, friends, and mentors that pushed me to work hard and invest my money, and I am happy to say that not only am I now financially free, but I'm doing pretty well for myself at the age of 23. So, if I can pass along any of the information, resources, or tools that are given to me here to the community, make a couple people better off than they were before, that's all that I can ask for. Lastly, if you would not mind dropping a like on the video, it really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. Now today, as I mentioned, we're going to talk about what is going on with the market. Why are we seeing so many stocks have this huge sell-off, right? Because it doesn't make sense. Nothing about the market makes sense right now. It's crazy. So BNGO previously touched almost $14, trading at $13.85. We have JAGX, which is expected to be a huge play, bleeding right now, absolutely getting schwacked. We have MVIS, which was heating up real hard. It was up almost at $8.50. We had to touch $8.17 here. We had to touch $8.48 here. Heating up, getting ready to do some pretty crazy running. We've got ANUV, which was a good stock, consolidating, get ready for a run, pulling back. We've got Zome, which was doing pretty well, pulling back. Nothing in the market makes sense right now, and I will tell you why this is happening, and it is because of stocks like this. GameStop touched $500. Man, that's insane. It's stocks like GameStop, it's stocks like AMC, stocks like BB, Noke, stocks like Sundial, CTRM, Naked. All these companies right now are completely changing the way the market is running. And let me tell you a little bit of why. I'll show you this page real quick in case you're not familiar with what's going on. It is called Wall Street Bets. And essentially what is happening is we have a group of people here, hundreds of thousands of people, who are organizing together on Reddit and Discords to find and target stocks that are very heavily shorted by big hedge funds. Now, what does that mean? Well, these big hedge funds have billions of dollars, and what they're doing, and what we've seen in the past, right, is these hedge funds control the market very severely. And they'll obviously never come out and publicly say it, but for instance, you see a hit piece come out on, let's say MVIS, right? They say, man, MVIS is garbage. You should sell this right now. It's going to tank. You don't want to be holding this when it tanks. People freak out. They sell out. What do you think happens at that exact moment? Well, I can guarantee you what happens is people are shorting that stock and riding it down, making their money, and they're getting out and profiting off of other people's fear. Now, we've seen this time and time again. I know MVIS is one example because it's had hit pieces out in the past. It's a stock that is very heavily shorted, but there are so many companies where we see this happen, right? So MVIS is an example. Very, very volatile stock. We know, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I cover this very frequently. It's a heavily shorted stock. A lot of people try to take advantage of that, and it is a way to make money. I'm not bagging on anybody that's shorters, that is shorting in the market, right? If the market's red and you want to short the market, that is how you got to make money. But MVIS is a very targeted, shorted stock. Now, what's another example? Fuel Cell. People bagged on Fuel Cell. They said, hey, sell your Fuel Cell. This is a $10 stock. It's going to come crashing down. You better not get into this. You're looking at getting absolutely schwacked. Sell off. What do we see here? Stock came right back up, right? I've talked about Fuel Cell in the past very frequently. I love Fuel Cell. I think it's a great company. They touched $24. Good company, growing exponentially. This is another example of big institutions taking money from retail investors such as you and me, the small guy, and riding the short wave down. Now, what's happening right now? GME started this whole revolution. GME is a very heavily shorted stock, which means we've got people that are betting against the fact that this will not go up and instead it will go down. So they are riding the shorts down on GME. Well, what happened is we have Wall Street Bets who came together and they said, hey, we are going to target GME, and hundreds of thousands of people, guys, came into this Reddit thread and the Discord that consequently followed, and they just said, screw it, we're going to take our stimulus checks, we're going to get into GME, we're going to get into AMC, we're going to get into NOK, we're going to get into Sundial, we're going to get into CTRM, stocks that are all very heavily shorted, and we are going to stick it to the man, so to speak, and really make them hurt. And this is affecting the entire market. Now, why is that happening? Why are we seeing the entire market fade and bleed because of these plays? Well, this is speculation. I'm not a wizard. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my opinion. Don't take my advice. But what I can say is I speculate people are taking profits from plays like JagX, from BNGO, from Zome, from MVIS, from Anuv, from Fuel Cell, not quite Fuel Cell. Fuel Cell's still moving well. But these plays, guys, we are seeing people take profits, and I think they're moving it into stocks like AMC. Now, that sucks. It really sucks. The market makes absolutely no sense right now. I mean, if you think about this, AMC was on the verge of bankruptcy, and it's growing exponentially. GME, and I was corrected on this in a previous video, so I will say that right now. I said that this trades for more than Apple, and I understand that the market cap for Apple is higher than GME. I did not mean to give out false information if it came across that way. The stock price is just higher currently than Apple. I understand that Apple has an overall higher company market cap. But anyways, GME is another example. Is this stock really worth $347 per share? Probably not, right? GME was another company that was on the verge of bankruptcy, not doing well whatsoever. I think they're going to be doing all right. Now, after this is going to absolutely change their entire game plan and movement going forward. But companies like AMC and GME, especially, they were very heavily shorted stocks because people thought they were gonna tank, and here we are. People are targeting this, knowing that they're very heavily shorted stocks, trying to squeeze it, and people are taking profits from their regular everyday plays because they're bleeding. This is a snowballing effect, guys. I think this is probably going to continue for some time. The market is going to do some crazy volatile stuff for quite some time now, at least until this Wall Street Bets thing either fizzles out or there is new SEC filings that change the way that the market works. I think you are likely to see some pretty crazy volatility and unexplainable price action in the market, especially in your regular everyday plays like JagX, like MVIS, like Zome, like BNGO. Maybe even Nano Dimensions is bleeding. I haven't looked at it, but sure enough, we do see a sell-off the last 2 days, consequently and not coincidentally, because of these crazy plays like AMC. I can almost guarantee you, people are taking profits and moving out, and this is a snowball effect. Now, eventually, I think you're going to find a point where it reaches a bottom, and people say, all right, that's enough. I'm going to step back in. This is way, way undervalued, and I'm going to ride this back up. In a sense, this is almost like the March COVID crash. I mean, you see all these stock prices pulling back right now, and of course, it's not quite that severe. but it could potentially become something like that, right? Where you see stocks pull back so hard, people are taking profits, they're ripping, they're getting scared, they're getting out of their normal place to get into these plays that make absolutely no sense, right? Like GME. This should not be a $455 stock. It doesn't make sense. But nothing about the market is making sense right now. And that's the harsh truth. And I'm not sitting here telling you, hey, please liquidate all of your accounts, right? I don't think that's the answer. What I do think is the answer, and what you can do about this, right, is when you see a bottom, and you'll know you found a bottom because if you look macroscopically on the chart, you will see a hard rejection and a big green wide bar candle that follows, right? So if we look at Nano Dimensions, I just saw this and it made me think of it. We may have found a bottom here for Nano Dimensions in the short term. It'll depend on how this ends up playing out, but what you're looking for is price rejection and a bounce off of a level of support. So this is very easy to do. You find some candle wicks that line up, as we have right here. We see that there's a candle wick touching at 1326. This could end up being the bottom, at least for the short term, on Nano Dimensions. So you can consider buying in here to lower your overall dollar cost average, or up, depending on, if you're just looking to improve your profits and how much money you make with the stock. I think that is your best case scenario here. MVIS, another stock that comes to mind. It was on a great tear, a great run. People took profits to get into some of these other plays. It looks like we might have found a bottom. We got a wide range candle bar touching a level of previous resistance, now a level of support. It looks like buyers are stepping back into the charts here to secure and lock up this huge buying opportunity. So the market is crazy right now, right? We're seeing some insane movements that don't make any sense whatsoever, and it can probably be scary. And what this video to you should be is a reassurance that things will eventually go back to normal. I do think you're likely to see the SEC make some new guidelines and regulations that the market is going to have to follow. I think you're going to see some policies be written up regarding the market to protect some of these big billion-dollar hedge funds so that they can hold on to their money. Whether you agree with that or not, that is likely going to be the outcome of this, unless AMC ends up hitting, $100 and GameStop ends up hitting $5,000 like it's talked about on Reddit all the time. And you absolutely destroy these companies and make them go bankrupt. But it's tough to say what's going to happen. These are unprecedented times. But what I want to give you guys is a controllable factor. And the controllable factor for you and for everybody here in the community is once this hits a bottom, right? That is going to present you with an insane opportunity to return some insane, filthy margins on those dips. And I do think you will eventually find a bottom. These are not going to bleed forever. And when it does bottom out, that is an opportunity for you to load the boat at an extremely oversold stock, because people are going to come back to those plays. When all this craziness is over, people are going to come back to those plays, and likely people are going to come back to those plays with a lot more money. There are people that are going to become 100,000aires, and there are people that are going to become millionaires off of GME. I've seen some Reddit posts saying, man, I bought in back when this was $7. I turned $10,000 into a couple million, right? And that's a lot more money in the market that's going to be coming back to these big time plays such as Nano Dimensions, right? So what you should do, if you want to hold on to these stocks, you definitely can. If you want to liquidate these stocks and wait for the pullback, you definitely can. But I think the best opportunity for you here is not to panic, it's to be patient. The market is going to be more volatile right now. That's just a fact. We're seeing uncontrollable circumstances. At this point, this is nothing that either you or me can control. I can't control what's happening with Wall Street bets. I can't control the volatility of the market. Neither can you. And all we can do is look at the current situation and say, hey, this is what the situation is right now. I can't do anything about this, but what I can do is when this bottoms out, I can eat these dips, right? We sell the rips and we buy the dips. And when there's a big fat trough, you want to capitalize on that big time. So what comes to mind for me right now, and I'm not telling you to buy the stock, something like this happens, right? You see a sell-off on S&PW and it dips all the way down from a high of 34 cents to 8 cents. Do you think that's warranted? Probably not. This doesn't look right whatsoever. You shouldn't see a sell-off like this within one single day. Now, I'm not telling you to buy the stock. I'm just presenting this to you as an example. But in this opportunity, this should be a big green flag to you to say, hey, if I believe in this company, I should buy in right now. And this isn't me telling you to buy S&PW. It's just an example. But that is what I'm talking about. If we see a sell-off like this happen with Zoom or with MVIS, or Fuel Cell or any of these big companies that we know are great companies that we believe in a lot, that we know are going to do great things in the long term, take opportunity there, buy in, dollar cost average up or down, because you are going to benefit from it in the future. You might see some red in your portfolio for a week here. You might see some red in your portfolio for 2 weeks here, but we're not playing the short-term game, guys. We have aggressive investing strategies in the short term to capitalize in the long term. And if right now what capitalizing on the long term means for short-term aggressive investing is taking some red, that way in the long term you can see some insane green, that's okay. That's 100% okay. You have to think macroscopically. If right now we've got 2 weeks of red, and capitalizing on these 2 weeks of red is going to allow you to have 50 weeks of green, why would you not do it? You know? So that's my 2 cents on this. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my opinion. Don't take my advice if you don't want to. I've got nothing else to say for you here today. So that is what I have for the video. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like. It really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. And lastly, I have an affiliate link in the description box down below for Webull. Webull is a great brokerage platform that allows you to trade in the pre-market and after hours starting at 4 a.m. CST. So if you're interested, you can get 4 free stocks with a $100 deposit. I will also receive a free stock. If you're not interested, that's totally fine. I don't really care. I'm just glad that you're taking the time to watch my videos, my friends, and support me in that way. So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.